This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Cambridge House Resource Investment Conference 2014 in Vancouver, BC, Canada. I'm here with Nick Hodge, Outsider Club. Maybe I'll get in the club if I do the right thing here.
I hope you do.
And he's a writer of the newsletter and a speaker at the conference here at the Cambridge House Conference. Nick, welcome to SNNLive. Welcome back to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley. Thanks for having me back.
It's good to have you. For those who may not know you, which is probably just a few people, tell us about the Outsider Club.
So the Outsider Club, the tagline is because you'll never be on the inside, and it's basically a contrarian newsletter, an alternative newsletter wherein you take your investments into your own hands, get your own research, do your own due diligence, and really stay away from what the big banks and the elitist banks are doing. So it's sort of looking at the investment world with a skeptic eye.
Wow. I know what you're saying. I've been there, I've done it, I know what you mean. How can you determine what the best information is for your investor subscriber audience?
Well, you have to comb through all the statements, you have to talk to the management of the company, you really have to look at what the product is and what the timeline is to development. And I think one of the major things that is important is staying sector agnostic, right? So I don't want to be known as the gold guy, I don't want to be known as the uranium guy, I want to be the guy that picks good stocks because he does good research. And so that's what I've tried to do, and I think I've done it well over the past couple of years.
So, on that note, we're talking now in the first quarter, early in the first quarter. So which sectors do you like? Which sectors do you want to avoid?
I want to avoid gold majors, but I want to start picking through the ashes of the gold, the gold juniors. So I'm looking for quality management teams, deposits close to surface, deposits that are going to be economic even if gold goes to $900 or $1,000. And I also like biotech because we have millions of aging baby boomers and diseases that still need cured, and there's billions being poured into that research. So if I'm picking two sectors today, I'm going to pick junior gold and I'm going to pick biotech.
So one time I was interviewing a guy from the biotech industry, right? And I said, so what do you think of the biotech industry? You think it's a good industry? And he looks me in the eye and he says, Shelley, we're all going to be patients one day. I said, that's a really good answer. How do you feel and why do you feel the biotech sector in specifically? Because now you're talking about life sciences, you're talking about med tech, you're talking about, all of that incredible sized giant market.
Well, as I just said, you have to look at the boomers aging. It's one of the largest generations in American history that are now coming into retirement and elderhood. So they're going to need a lot of care. We're talking hip replacements, knee replacements, cures for Alzheimer's and diabetes. And we're also living longer than ever. So whereas the average lifespan before used to be, 85 or 90 years, now we're pushing the limits of that. And so there's going to be more patients around for even longer.
I like the term elderhood, by the way. I just want you to know that. I like that very much. What's your background?
My background is in the financial newsletter business. I've been doing that for 7 years. I now run 2 paid services. The Outsider Club is free, and I cut my teeth on researching stocks and not losing money, and that's how you stay in this business, so I'm still here.
So how do you, if you're an investor reading your Outsider Club report, how do you hedge in this market when you're the same outside investor? How would you hedge in this market?
Well, I think it's a numbers game. You have to spread your investments around. Some of the stocks that I pick in early advantage, they're highly speculative with big blue sky potential. So, if I recommend 5 and 2 go bust, well, those 3 that do well are going to certainly overcome the investment returns of those that go bust.
So what do you do when an investor calls you up and says, hey man, what should I do?
Well, I don't say anything because I can't give individual investment advice.
You got me there. So what do you see in the future of 2014?
Oh, I see a lot of things. I see gold probably starting to carve out a bottom, gold and silver. I hopefully see the public start to realize what's going on with the quantitative easing program and start to realize that the dollar is only supported by trust and digital currency, and I hope that we can get some momentum in a sort of a new awakening.
So if I wanted to subscribe to your newsletter, which would be the best website for me to go to?
You just go to outsiderclub.com, put in your email address, and we'll send it to you for free.
Nick Hodge, the Outsider Club author. It's a newsletter, and he's a featured speaker at the Cambridge House Conference. I'm Shelley Craft. This is SNNLive. We're at the Resource Investment Conference 2014 here in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Nick, thanks for coming on to SNNLive.
Shelley, thanks for having me again.
Good to have you.